These are your daily market review for Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, your daily market review, Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. Hopefully you're having a good day, great week. Good time to be alive. Again, interesting market action as we go up into options expiration after a huge run up already. Again, just beating the drum. Buy the rumor, sell the news, right? That might be here. Now, again, not to say that we can't go higher or we won't go higher in time. Just do not be surprised by the seasonality of mid-May, which is this, we could chop around. We probably due to pull back. Again, Trump wants to get some big things going. We'll see what happens here. Ultimately, the market, as we talked about, was under-owned and got squeezed. And near term, well, that's the thing, right? Are buyers going to come chasing at these levels? We will find out. Ultimately, be careful. That's all I can really say here. Not to know we know anything for sure, but we do know options expiration can be choppy and that the market has had a huge run. So don't be surprised if it digests. It's also interesting. I was looking at the Nasdaq 100 in yen. Curious to see what happens here. Again, I personally think tech will lag long term, but that's my opinion. How that will play out near term, we'll see. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room. Links description below. If you like the chat, hit the Calendly link. Let's chat for 30 minutes. If you're trying to pitch me something, please don't click on this. I had somebody trying to sell me some virtual assistant stuff. I'm just laughing like, no. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, love to help out. You need help education-wise with how to trade, learning how to trade, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. I appreciate all love, support, donations. Again, follow, like Twitter, post on Twitter, posting stuff. Curious what people are saying. Just be careful here. We're noticing this today. The put call ratio down to 0.62. Pretty dang low, folks. So again, doesn't mean the market has to just melt down or turn over tomorrow, but it's not really looking, again, like risk rewards in your favor bullishness. Now, again, long term, that probably doesn't matter. But near term, again, if you're following markets, you're managing money, you're trading, you're doing your education wise, that's what you'll learn here. So again, if you'd like the education, follow, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you'd like to donate, hit the thanks button or links in the description below to to donate. I appreciate all love, support, donations. Again, you guys are amazing. Also check out tradingagent.com. Tons of resources, education, cool stuff. All right, so we know the fear and greed index got up to 70 at one point today. Where did it close at? And the server says 69. Now we're in greed. It's not extreme greed, so anything's possible here. But we do know going into, we have economic data later this week. We had the CPI today, came in line. Just be careful with it, all right? Don't overthink it, right? Risk reward, probably not in the favor of bulls, meaning like great upside to great downside. Again, it's probably like 50-50. That's where if you're playing probabilities, take some profits. Manage your positions. We know the next Fed meeting is not going to be a cut. Maybe one in July. Maybe one in September. We'll see. Bitcoin, chopping around here, up against the highs. Again, sorry. I don't know. Again, keep an eye on this. Again, I'm not going to say it can't break out. It's just, that's a big move. 74 up to 104. You got to go over this level where it's kind of pull back at some point. So keep it simple, stupid. Oils we talked about got the bounce. It was up more than that today. Yeah, here we go. We talked about double bottom. Again, I like the mid 60s to low mid 50s. Again, I think that's a solid area for oil to hold. Bounce, natural gas. Again, chopping around these levels. Keep an eye on it. Again, I like commodities long term. This is where it gets really interesting, right? Because I'm looking at the dollar. Dollar had a nice bounce, but it's been getting pretty much cooked. And today's action on the deals today, interesting response. Bonds, right? Talk about the TLT. Man, bond rates going higher. I mean, the Feds can't like endless weakening dollar and higher interest rates. Just be careful, guys, gals. Keep an eye on it. I mean, I personally think that, we need a hold. I mean, the Feds want lower rates. sorry, the Fed and government. I mean, they have to refinance all this debt. So keep an eye on it. VIX starting to get a little bounce maybe here. Again, we're oversold. I mean, you go from 60 down to 18, 17 and change. OPEX, right? Keep an eye on the VIVIX. VIVIX was holding up pretty damn well today. Open low, closed high. Keep an eye on it. SPY up into like the max upside target I would have. I mean, I thought 100, 200 day or this 580s, 590 area. I mean, we got up to 589.06. Again, what I'm expecting is something like this. Just pulling back at worst, right? Get a big up, consolidate. Big up, consolidate. Your guess is as good as mine. How deep? How long? But again, if you do the seasonality, go look at mid-May. It's typically a pullback. Keep an eye on it. QQQQQ. I mean, look at this bounce, right? Again, we're into some overbought conditions, y'all. Not saying we can't go higher, but near term, it's just, again, when you get this pullback, right? You get a pullback, right? I mean, don't overthink it here. IWM, we talked about starting to get tired here. Looking like it might be the pullback time, right? Hits that 100-day, hits this 208, 210. This is what our upside target was. Not chopping. See what happens next couple days. UNH is killing the DIA. It's at the 102 a day. Again, I'm not too concerned about the DIA. Let's get into gold because gold looks interesting to me, right? Here at support. Thought we might bounce yesterday. I didn't really get that. Silver, same kind of thing, like watching here, right? Starting to build up. GDX got to the 50-day. I know Eric talked about it. Thought we'd hold like this low 47. Got down to the low 46s. Keep an eye on it. GDXJ was up today. Again, we like to see the junior miners lead. Higher lows, keep an eye on that, right? AEM, talked about this one, watching it, right? Keep an eye on maybe a little 2-day range here. AG, chopping around. Newmont, chopping around. Really not in love with these names, but again, if they're oversold, they might be due to bounce. So it's worth keeping an eye on. And last but not least, PAAS is buying MAG, MAG. This one kind of has an interesting layout here, right? I'd watch this 200-day. Again, personally, it's typically choppy, which again, you can play the bounces. So just keep it simple, stupid. Again, I like gold, silver long term, but second quarter is typically choppy, sloppy, pullbackish. Taiwan semi, look at that. Look at that. Nice up move. Again, be careful trying to pick the tops on some of these, right? Unless they're at obvious areas. Micron, we talked about the 200-day. Can we last over it? Keep an eye on that one. AMD, we talked about it bouncing. Again, a lot of people think this is going to like back to the moon. We'll see. We shall see. I know we talked about these things have been beaten. But do I trust them? Not too much. NVIDIA, talked about this 130 area being kind of like the max upside, in my opinion. Back testing the trend line. Hold support resistance here. Again, they have earnings coming up in 2 weeks, I think. I mean, I wouldn't go crazy up here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we consolidated here. I mean, these gaps ups, pretty substantial. Again, exhaustive. SMCI, another one, oversold, bouncing, intellectual property. We talked about this 18-19 area. Play the bounce. AVGO. And Apple's not going to be using their chips, but I mean, they did a big $10 billion buyback. Keep an eye on this one because, again, if it can break out, cool sauce. If not, I mean, we're right at, I don't know, an area I'd be watching. That's kind of funky. I'd be watching this area up here because, again, I don't know if we'll be able to break right through it. SMH, again, we talked about oversold due to bounce. Be careful here. Man, doji sandwiches, big gap up. I mean, usually these big gap ups, again, the straight line moves get consolidation, right? Gap up, consolidate, start gapping and trapping up, consolidation. Again, I'm not saying that you're going to absolutely collapse, but I would just be on red alert. Harvesting profits, as I like to call it. Adobe, back at the trend line, worth a watch. Apple, up 1% today. Chopping around this recent range area, worth a watch. Amazon, I mean, these have had some nice moves, y'all. Keep an eye on this stuff. Again, it's Meta, we talked about this being bullishish. Congratulations. Now where to? Fudge, I don't know, man. Pretty aggressive moves. Not to say they can't go higher, so don't get cocky picking tops. But again, I mean, if you're long these names, I would be, in my opinion, taking a little profit going, you know what? Probably do some pullback. So CRM, chopping around, hitting the 200-day. Guggenheim, keep an eye on this, right? I mean, this one's been lagging. I don't know. We'll see. Microsoft, this one is back at the old highs. Can it break out? I don't know. NDAQ, again, I like the short on this one. Watching this up here. I don't know if this is the right perfect area to do it. But I know this is a big box, but I'd be watching up here. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. MicroStrategy, we talked about this, right? For it to go, Bitcoin needs to go. Which one's going to go first? Keep an eye on it. Netflix and spill, Netflix and chill. Netflix, I put on a short on this, got stopped out, and then added a little bit back today at the 8-10 day gap fill. Not a huge trade, but I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, you had this gap down, you filled the gap. I mean, this thing's been on a monster run. Keep an eye on it. Roblox, new highs. Been holding up really well. CrowdStrike, another one we like. We like these cybersecurity names, holding up really well. Keep an eye on it, because if we can get over this 450 area, and there's nothing above. I'll keep going. PanW, again, they look a little tired near term. Doesn't mean that they're going to get demolished, but I'd be waiting for pullbacks. Tesla, we talked about this once it held the like 270 area. Next stop, kind of into it. So just keep an eye on it. Again, I've got an alarm at 350s. We'll see what happens here. Again, congratulations, you've been long it. Again, it's been a massive trade. Palantir going to Saudi Arabia, breaking out. Keep an eye on this one, because if it's ready to go, it'll go. Right? You need to get sustained and get away from 125. Insight, again, I like this to be a buyout target. Keep an eye on it. Good old hims and hers continues to rally. Nice, fills the gap. I was wrong on this. I honestly thought this would be more of a consolidated pattern where it wouldn't get back up to the highs, but keep an eye on it. I mean, it's close to filling this gap here. I would be curious to see what happens. After that, who knows? Because in my opinion, I personally think, again, I think this company has no moat, so I don't know what the upside would be. Everyone's saying it's a $100 stock. I don't know, man. Baba, this one's been chopping around, going into earnings, been holding up pretty well, so keep an eye on it. McDonald's, interesting. They're hiring 375,000 people this summer, they said. Okay. Okay, we'll see what happens here. Starbucks, another one that's interesting. Talked about double bottoming here. Okay, cool. Needs to get over this like mid upper 80s. Airbnb redoing their website. Okay. I mean, again, market bounces, all these bounce. Coin, we talked about this one. It was gets added to the S&P 500. I'm not a big fan of a company getting added to the S&P 500 at this stage in the cycle. I don't know if they have like pricing power, dominance. It almost feels like, again, like where the S&P adds names that are like, they've already peaked. I've seen this before. So keep an eye on it. Again, I'm not shorting it, but I don't like the name. DKNG, again, we talked about this one, had a nice little bounce, going nowhere. I don't trust the gambling stocks. Costco, we said this 1,100, or sorry, 1,000, whatever plus. Keep an eye on it, because it could be a head and shoulders top. FedEx, we like this one as a trade. Talked about it. Keep an eye on it again. Man, near term, again, a lot of these names just look a little overbought. Doesn't necessarily mean they have to crash, but XLF, same kind of thing. Like, these things have gone nuts. Hood, we talk about, like, you go crazy, it's time that it takes a break. JP Morgan, right? Keep an eye on this one. These have had nice moves. Morgan Stanley, keep an eye on it. All right, like, again, Morgan Stanley, same kind of thing. Bank of America, it looked like they were going to do some big things they announced today. Again, it's interesting to see all these stocks rallying. Buffett on the sidelines for his retirement party. We'll see. Goldman Sachs, same kind of thing, up into resistance. KRE, if this was going to roll over, you've got some dojis here, maybe. XBI, again, we like this one. Longer term, again, I wouldn't chase. Man, I wait for these to pull back. I mean, again, it's just one of those things. Like, if you want to buy with little downside, wait for the dip. Even the Jets bounced today pretty big on some of the news, because, again, if China's going to open up, Flights to China. Hello. HB housing. Doji, and again, a little tired here. I don't trust those names. Let's look at the commodity names, right? Some of these material names. Dow had a nice pop up. Back test the trend line, chopping around. CE, this one's been on fire, right? Nice little bounce. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these consolidate, chop around. Caterpillar. We'll see. Again, I think this is where the money goes ultimately. Nice bounce here. Again, continue to rise. Deere has earnings tomorrow, or sorry, Thursday. Keep an eye on this one. Near the highs. That's a tough one to call on that one. Nucor, again, we like steel names, but letting them consolidate here. X is going to get bought out at some point. Just what price? IIN, again, this is another one. Near term, do you see what I'm saying? Like these are nice moves. Not to say they can't keep ripping higher, but I would just keep an eye on these names. VALE, back towards 10, 200-day. Can it break out? Arrow. Chopping around. I mean, I like these names so much. Again, I have to be careful here because, again, this is for education, and you need to talk to your financial advisor. But I think it's one of those things where you like the range, like the risk rewards on these names long term. SCCO, same kind of thing. Southern Copper, FCX, looking pretty good. ERNJ, we talked about this one, getting up into the 17s. Looks all right. CCJ. Keep an eye on this one, right? Like these names have had some nice moves. CF, I just don't know if I expect them to continue to go higher near term. But these names are, again, what they are. I mean, they got destroyed. Look at Mosaic, still cooking. Again, talked about loving the ag names. Leave a comment below if you got any. Man, if you bought that channel low, look at that son of a biscuit. It's a big move. SQM is another one we like. Keep an eye on it. NTR, another one we like. I mean, again, we like the ag names. We like them. AA. Said it was a gift down here. Nice little gap and go. Kalu, this one's been holding up pretty well. Chopping around today. MP, again, if you like rare earth metals, interesting level down here. And my man Demdigs, Josh, dropping. I forgot about REMEX. It's a rare earth strategic metals fund. I mean, look at this, where this thing's come from. Big capitulation down here. Even Cliff, right? Gotten crushed. Due to bounce. Right, like zoom out, man. We'll see. Again, this is where I think you have to have in your mind where near term, no estoy seguro. Longer term, buying the dips seems safe. Tan, look at this bounce all the way up to the 200-day. Sedge. Then I don't trust these names. Kind of chopping around. ENPH, not really much. Again, due to bounce, but I don't like these names longer term. The one we did like, First Solar, look at this thing pumping. You got to pump it up. They got to pump it up. Near term, man, that's pretty strong. 120 up to almost 200. Nice work. Congrats, team. HYG, again, we talk about corporate debt. Now back near the highs. Worth a watch. Again, if the market's going to continue higher, you need to see corporate debt hold up or act well. Oil, talked about the bounce. UNG, I hate this product. Absolutely hate it. But talked about it bouncing. KOLD. If you short it up in the 30s, looking pretty good. XOP, we're at our near-term target upside channel, 100-day. Not to say we can't go higher. But again, if you bought the gush around 15, 16, I'd probably be harvesting some profits. MPC, we talked about the gasoline names typically lead up. These things have had a nice run. Just keep an eye on them. Not saying they can't go higher. Just worth watch. Valero, same kind of thing. All coming into potential resistance here. ExxonMobil not really leading, which is interesting. BP, again, we've liked BP on the 20s. Longer term, I don't think you'll have any problem seeing these higher, but near term, they could get a little funkadelic. Again, not to saying that, but they're going to get crushed. But man, I would not be surprised if you just consolidated for a little bit. Devon, got to pump it up. Same kind of thing. I mean, we talked about all these names. If you played them, congratulations. Not awesome. Congrats. Again, 14, 18, not too bad. Lyondale base. And this thing was at like 52. Nice bounce. CVE. You bought this around 10 or 11. Nice work. EQT again. Looks like it's breaking out. Big consolidation pattern. Man, I need to put that one back on the the list, because again, I'm not saying necessarily that we can't. That looks really good, right? Like the EQT breakout. So that's going to go, it's going to be months. And this is the last time I did it. Just went. So keep an eye on it. Again, I'm not saying that you can chase it, but be careful. Again, if the market pulls back. Last but not least, for the Flex LNG, we're about to the channel high where I'd be taking profit. Again, I like this longer term, but again, consolidating, let it play out. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. If you're confused, it's okay. We're here to help. Talk to you soon. Take care. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.